I've spent the last 2 years sending millions of texts for my clients, analyzing reply rates, and analyzing what actually makes people respond to a text message. And if you're thinking about SMS marketing, SMS outreach, or text-based selling in 2026, there are very important things you need to know to successfully reach your people and drive more sales. In this video, I'm condensing everything that I've learned, all of the breakthroughs, all the best practices, all the templates, all the data into a definitive guide on how to send better texts in 2026. It doesn't matter if you're sending your very first text today or if you've sent thousands of texts for your business. What I'm gonna share is a fundamentally new way to think and go about your texting outreach in 2026 so that you drive more engagement, drive more replies, more trust, and conversions for your business. This video will be separated into 5 chapters. Chapter 1 being the foundation of texting in 2026. Chapter 2 being the art of getting a first reply. Chapter 3 being beginner level texting secrets. Chapter 4 being expert level texting secrets. And Chapter 5 being texting metrics and reporting. So feel free to skip ahead to the chapter that interests you the most. Pro tip though, I'd highly recommend starting at Chapter 1 because the fundamentals talked about in this section have never been talked about before in the texting industry. Listen up. 2025 marked a significant shift in the texting world where people are tired of getting SMS blasted. We are seeing deliverability of text tanking, people replying stop to text, and even worse, people fully marking your text as junk. All because people are tired of getting sent the exact same texts from all businesses, all written with the exact same AI prompts. In 2026, the game is moving entirely towards trust-based human-first conversations. If your texts sound automated, you are cooked. We have to talk about the 4 fundamental shifts that will redefine your texting strategy because these secrets have never been discussed yet. This is the true foundation of modern text-based selling, and it starts with accepting 4 non-negotiable facts about texting in 2026. First, you must go blue. Let's be totally real. People are sick and tired of the green SMS texts. They're sick of the text blast, the obvious automations, and the reply stop to unsubscribe line at the end of every single message that they receive. Businesses have somehow found a way to invade and ruin the one channel that people use for personal communications, and people are sick of it. North Americans have iPhones. It's a fact. If people have iPhones and you're texting them a green SMS text, you have to accept that you're not welcome. The only people that are welcome to iPhone users are other iPhone users. People who text blue iMessages. And not businesses who text blue iMessages, people who text blue iMessages. This is the foundation of everything that we're going to cover today, so let me repeat it again. You must start texting your leads, your prospects, and your clients via iMessage in 2026. Second, meet them where they live. You need to know this. Messages is the most used native app on the iPhone. People live in that app. It's where they talk to their friends. It's where they talk to their family. It's where they talk to their partners. And so your job is to get in there. You need to forget about email. You need to forget about calling, about DMing, and you need to start texting people. Third, be a person and not a business. To get people to reply, you need to embody being a person who texts and not a business who texts. People don't care about a faceless brand sending out texts. They don't care about an automated appointment reminder. They don't care about an automated promotional text. They care about you sending out a text. So be you, be human, and people will respond to that. Fourth, conversations, not broadcast. In today's age, conversation leads to conversions. Trust leads to conversions. Therefore, we don't want to broadcast and bulk text. We want to build rapport with our leads. Every single text that you send out needs to be designed to open up a dialogue and not just deliver a message. Every message you send has to end with a follow-up question, an opportunity for the lead to bite and to give you one more piece of information about themselves or about their business or about their intentions. Okay, so you've accepted the fundamentals and you're ready to go blue and to be more human in your texting approach. But here's the truth. All that foundation is completely worthless if people don't reply to our texts. Or even worse, if they reply stop. The entire game of text-based selling in 2026 comes down to one simple, urgent metric. We need to get a relevant reply. And if we get that lead to engage with us via text, it's game on. So how exactly do we guarantee that reply? It comes down to these 3 things. First, reduce all friction. You need to redesign your entire marketing funnel to focus on getting that one single piece of data, which is their phone number. Stop asking for their email, their company, their job title on your lead capture form. That's friction. Reduce all friction. Just ask for their name and their phone number. That single piece of data unlocks a direct, personal, trust-based line of communication with the person who is ready to buy from you. Second, the 5-minute delay. Wait 5 minutes after they've opted into your funnel before texting them. A 5-minute delay feels natural. It feels like a real person saw their submission, took a moment, and then reached out. It removes the robotic instant reply feeling that triggers spam alerts in everyone's brain. And third, the 2-part template. You need to use this exact template when you're sending out that first initial text message to a lead. Your first message should be, hey, prospect name, this is your name from company name. So for me, that would be, hey, John, this is Tristan from SendBlue. And then you need to send a second message 5 seconds later asking an open-ended question that's very simple and very low friction. For example, you could say, are you new to industry X? Have you done X type of offer before? How many X projects have you done this year? The goal is not to tell them anything in the first text. The goal is to get them to engage. This is how you will guarantee that people will reply to you. All right, so you got the first reply, and that's huge, but this is where most people completely drop the ball. They treat the first reply as a finish line when it's actually the starting gate. The goal now is to keep building trust until you get that prospect to the next stage of the pipeline. Trust is very fragile and we don't want to break it. So here are the 3 core rules to maintain that essential human connection once that conversation has begun. First, the 80 character rule. Your texts need to be under 80 characters. 1, maybe 2 lines maximum. You have to text like you normally text. If you send a brick text, a giant wall of words, you are cooked. Keep it short, keep it punchy, and keep it human, like you normally text people. Second, the opt-out language rule. We are iPhone users. We don't need the reply stop to unsubscribe because we don't fall under A2P regulation that makes SMS feel spammy. By operating in iMessage, you are set free from having to finish all of your text with a call to action asking people to opt out of a conversation before it even happened. Third, the human handoff rule. The moment that you get that first reply, a real live person has to take over the conversation. The automation's job is to handle the perfectly timed first outreach, but the human's job is to build connection. This is how you scale your personal outreach without sacrificing that little personal touch. Now let's take this one step further. What I'm about to share are expert level techniques that will ensure that your leads never think that you're sending them automated follow-ups. If your leads ever get the feeling that this is an automated conversation or that you used ChatGPT or prompts to write out your text, you are cooked. We will lose their trust, we will lose their replies, and we will lose their deal. First, mistakes and abbreviations. No businesses write text with intentional mistakes in them, but we do, because we aren't businesses texting, we are people texting. So make mistakes in your text and use common abbreviations. This is so minimal, but it's so human. It instantly breaks the formal and the corporate tone that so many businesses have. For example, just take a look at this text. Just got your call booked for Tuesday. What kind of business do you have? Notice the minimal just here and the abbreviated Tuesday. That's badass. It proves that you're a real person texting, and like I said, people get replies, businesses don't. Second, use iMessage text effects. No business has ever sent a text message with a text effect in it. And so if you use them, I can guarantee you that people will stop the scroll and look at your message. My personal favorite text effects are lasers, when you really want your follow-up to stand out. Or sometimes I like to use the invisible ink when someone's been ghosting me for a while. And another one that works really well is confettis, when you really want to celebrate something. Maybe it's like a client sign up or a client win. Third, use videos and voice messages. These are the #1 way for your prospects and your leads to feel familiar with you. You could use a video in so many different ways. It could be to introduce yourself before a call, or to send a demo of your tool or your coaching program, or it could even become your VSL. Same thing for voice messages. Use them to remind people about upcoming appointments, or to answer a question that would be over the 80 character limit that we talked about before. People consume content in all different shapes and forms, and so we need to be accommodating and send them all types of content. So send texts, send videos, send voice messages, send memes, and send text effects. Okay, so we're getting pretty good at getting replies and maintaining trust at this point. But those replies are worthless if they don't lead to money. Our goal isn't just to make their phones ding, it's to fill up that pipeline with leads who are actually going to buy whatever you're selling. This is where we stop guessing and start tracking the data that actually prints cash. You could throw away all of the old metrics like delivery rates and open rates. In the texting world, here are the three metrics that we want to track. First, the reply rate. This is probably the most important metric to track. Are you actually starting conversations? You need to be split testing basically everything. Do I say hey versus hi versus hello versus what's up in my first introduction text? Do I wait 5 or 7 minutes before texting them? Do they prefer voice messages or videos? Literally everything. Find the micro improvements that give you a huge lift in reply rates. But the most important split test is this one. You absolutely must track your iMessage versus SMS reply rates. I've been tracking this across thousands of clients and even for our own business for just about 2 years now, and I'm consistently seeing a 2x lift when texting via the blue bubble world, so iMessages. Second, the show up rate. The conversation started, but did they commit? Did your leads commit to showing up to your appointment, to your demo, or to your webinars? Test that. Test your texts. Does a quick voice message 15 minutes before the call beat a simple text reminder? Or does a video perform better than a voice message? When you put in the effort to maintain trust and to religiously follow up with your people, they will become more purchase-ready buyers. And they will most probably honor their commitment to actually show up. Third, the close rate. This is the ultimate payoff. Am I getting people to actually close and buy my software, buy my course, or buy my product? You need to verify if the trust-based tech selling has done two things. Did it shorten my sales cycle because of the constant personal follow-ups? And did I increase my close rate because the lead trusts me and the lead actually told me about their problems and gave me the opportunity to help them in the purchasing cycle? This relationship building isn't just nice. It's a measurable competitive advantage that hits your bottom line. All right, you made it. Now you have everything you need to send better text to your leads in 2026. Following this blueprint is really what's going to make the difference between your audience replying "stop" to you via text and them actually engaging with you back and forth in a conversation. But I want to leave you with this one final essential truth. iMessage will be the biggest needle mover for marketing and sales teams in 2026. And if your business starts using iMessage today, you are guaranteed to be one of the first to use a tool that will make all of the difference in generating more revenue for your business. SMS is becoming a saturated and regulated industry, and your crowd is tired of getting texted with those green spammy SMS texts. Move it to iMessage though, and you'll see response rates fly off the roof, like literally. If you want to be part of the very selective group of people that text with iMessage, check out the link in the description of this video. My team has built tons of iMessage texting templates and workflows for appointment reminders, opt-in funnels, abandoned cart recovery, webinar reminders, appointment cancellations, and so much more. We can even sit down with you to determine how to tailor your texting habits to your crowd so that you drive more replies. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. And yeah, I'll see you on the blue side.